Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shruti Smriti Puranana Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrupatamaham Vande Paramaananda-madhavam Paramaananda-madhavam.
Verse 34. Nirguno nishkriyo nityo nirvikalpo niranjanaha nirvikaro nirakaro nityamukto'smi nirmalaha aham-aakaasha-vat sarvam bahirantargatochyutaha sadaa sarvasamashuddho nissango nirmalochalaha nityashuddha vimukta-ekam akhandanandam-advayam satyam jnanam anantam yat param brahmaham-eva tat evam nirantarabhyasta brahmaivasmiti vasana haratya vidya vikshepan roga nivarasayanam.
So in these verses, after one has understood the teaching of Vedanta and having gained the clarity of the teaching, meaning Shravana and Marana is over, and when you say clarity has been arrived at, it is not just intellectual clarity, it is also an ability to comprehend the whole implication of the understanding. The implication of the understanding. Then with this kind of clarity, now everything is there. The intellectual clarity is perfect. You don't have to logically reason anymore. You don't have to say what this means actually, what it means fully, what is it that actually it means, the implication, nothing. Everything is very clear. Now what you do? That very same knowledge what you gained in Shravana, what you gained in Shravana, what became clearer in Manana, now you apply that knowledge. Where do you apply that knowledge? You apply that knowledge in dhyana. What do you mean you apply the knowledge in dhyana? Those very words which are so full of meaning for you now. Earlier those words which are full of confusion for you. Now those very same words, Sat, full of meaning. Chit, pregnant with suggestions. Ananda, so deep in its implication. Nitya, Nirguna, Nirmala, Achala, all these words, only the words. Like how a knife on butter. Which butter? Not the butter which is taken out from the fridge. When you put the knife, it's so. But that butter, which is actual butter, when it was made, you put the knife there, it cuts. Effortless. That way, when these words are effortless for you, when they start shining for you, when their meaning starts looking at you, rather than when, not that you look, they look at you. Somebody told our Swamiji, I have gone through the Bhagavad Gita 18 times. And Swamiji said, has the Bhagavad Gita gone through you at least once? You went through Gita. Has the Gita gone through you? Meaning, when these words have become one with you, the knowledge has become one with you, then that crystallized knowledge as words, sajatiya vritti pravaha. Like a river which flows without any obstruction, just flows. The same way, make those pregnant, knowledge-pregnant words go through your heart. Let it go through you. Mano buddhya hankara chittani naham. Now can you see the meaning? Mano buddhya hankara chittani naham. Nacha shrotra jihve, nacha grana netre, indriyas. Nacha vyoma bhumir, na tejo, na vayu, elements. All of them are made up of elements. All the indriyas, the body. I am not this. Nishidya nikilopadi neti neti iti vakyataha. What are we doing here? All these upadis, I am not. Then what am I? Chidananda-rupa Shivoham Shivoham. Each of these meaning, they mean a depth, a ocean depth of knowledge for you. Make it go in your heart. This is called as sajatiya vritti pravaha. We also sing. Even before anything you know, we sing. We have dance, Bharatanatyam dance also on that. Good. But finally, what is it meant for? It is meant for dhyana. Like that, there are many, many verses written by great saints only for the purpose of dhyana. Nirvana-shatkam is an excellent work for dhyana. Now you have understood many things. So I'm sure you take up the Nirvana-shatka and you read. You will see the meaning. You will not need any explanation. You will understand it. Only Sanskrit words you should know the meaning. That's all. There's a very short book here. Commentary by Guruji Swami Tejomayanji. In the bookstall it will be there. Chinmayavani. Nirvana-shatkam. Like that, there are some verses, some texts only for dhyana. Swamiji, one more text you give. Dasha Shloki. These are verses, again by Adi Sankaracharya, as an answer to his Guru, Govinda Bhagavat Pada, at Omkareshwar. Sometimes they say Nirvana-shatkam, but actually it is Dasha Shloki. Dasha Shloki. Dasha Shloki. So 10 verses giving the essence of the entire Vedanta to his Guru. The Guru asked, "Who are you, my dear?" And Shankaracharya gave 10 verses. Dashashloki, that was also. In Vivikta-deshe, there are series of verses, beginning with Jati Niti Kula Gotra Duragam Nama Rupa Guna. See the words, words you see, you will understand. Jati Niti Kula Gotra Duragam Nama Rupa Guna Dosha Varjitam Desha Kala Vishayati Vartiyat Brahma Tattvamasi bhaavayatmani Yat Param Sakala Vaga Gocharam Gocharam Vimala Bodha Chakshushaha Shuddha Chidghana Manadi Vastuyat Brahma Tattvamasi bhaavayatmani, etc., etc. Each one of them ending with this refrain. Brahma Tattvamasi bhaavayatmani. Now these verses are so meditative. Take up these. Or take up a Mahavakya. Aham Brahmasmi. And then what you do? You just allow it to go, sink with you deeper and deeper. Swamiji, question. What? See, Swamiji, dhyana is most effective after Shravana Manana. Okay? So, Shravana means what? I have to understand what is the essence of the Shastra. Tatparya-nirnaya. That is what Shravana is. Manana means removal of samshaya bhavana or sandeha, doubts, by clarity. Only then I can actually do dhyana. Now, till the time, should I do dhyana or no? Question. Yes. You can do dhyana, but you cannot expect that results what will happen to the person who has completed Shravana and Manana. The dhyana will give results. What kind of results? It will give you purity of mind. It will give you chitta ekagrata. It will give you. But it cannot give you the destruction of ignorance. Okay? In the same way, studying Atmabodha without the purity of mind and the focus of the intellect, that what is there for adhikari, we saw, is it not? Without that, can Atmabodha be studied or not? It can be studied, but you can't expect that highest result. Same way here also. Why I am saying this is that there are quite a few people who do not have interest in the other kind of sadhanas. You ask them to do puja, japa. Which japa? Take up a mantra, Gayatri mantra. You can do Om Bhurbhuvasva Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo. I don't like Gayatri mantra and this mantra, that mantra. Mrityunjaya mantra you take. Trambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukam. No. Their mind has got a different leaning. Different leaning. Nothing wrong. Minds are different. Like a mother who will cook food to different children according to their different race and the different requirement also. A small baby is there, the mother will mash the potato along with tur dal, or whatever it is. The same child grows a little bit, mother will prepare potato sabji. And the same child grows also a little more, youngster now. Of course, potato sabji youngsters also have. She'll make vegetable biryani. Biryani she'll make. Same mother, according to the needs of the child. The same way, according to the needs of the student, Shastra gives Upadesha. It doesn't matter. So even they will take up Shivoham. What do you understand of Shiva? I like it, Baba. Shivoham. You mean to say, I am Shiva? You are Shiva? Yes, I am Shiva. Dhiyaa. Shivoham means what? I am the all auspiciousness. So take whatever you want and use it. But most important is what? Do it with sincerity and do it with dedication. So taking up these words or verses or ideas or thoughts pregnant with Vedantic wisdom and allowing that to go continuously in the mind, what happens? Evam nirantara abhyasta brahmaiva asmiti vasana. That aham brahma asmi, which that person gained as knowledge in Shravana, but that was information. Then afterwards what happened? That aham brahma asmi, which became very clear because of this person's own thinking, reflection. And now that information became, so to say, knowledge, solid knowledge, clear knowledge. Now that very knowledge, what this person does, same aham brahmasmi is using now. Between Shravana and Nididhyasana, what has happened? Only understanding has happened. You're understanding? Same knowledge. And what the person does, uses the same. Aham brahmasmi, aham brahmasmi. Now, when this aham brahmasmi is uttered in the cave of one's heart, in the core of one's heart, as a thought, it is taken deeply, the mind does not object. Earlier to say, how do you say that? Now there is no objection. Why? There is clarity. And now what happens? Sajatiya vritti pravaha. It will flow. And this flow, what it will create? That aham brahmasmi, it will convert. Which aham brahmasmi? Shravana and manana. It will convert now into a deep impression. Brahma, aham brahma asmi iti vasana. It will become. And what does this vasana do? This is vasana. Vasana means what? It has become integrated with one's comprehension. It will put an end to what? Harati avidya vikshepan. It removes avidya. Avidya means what? I do not know the self. That is called avidya. What is vikshepa? I am the body, mind and intellect. I am the jiva. Non-apprehension, misapprehension. Avidya, vikshepa. It removes. Example? Roganiva rasayanam. Like how medicine slowly works and makes a deep change. Makes a change at such a core level. As they say in Ayurveda, it works at your deeper level of vata, pitta and kapha. The dhatus, it works at the dhatu level, they will say. Okay? So this is the process of dhyana. Now, even the process of dhyana, even dhyana can become deeper. Dhyana itself is very deep. Compared to Shravana, Manana is deep. Compared to Manana, Dhyana is deep. Dhyana can become more deeper and should become more deeper. And that process of Dhyana to deep, in Dhyana there is Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha. Okay? The thought is there in Dhyana. Now going deeper into the Dhyana, Nididhyasana, what happens? One becomes established in Samadhi. Swamiji, when I hear the word Samadhi, I get frightened. Something happens. Why? Because we think Samadhi means, they say, Mahatma has taken Samadhi. What does it mean? Mahatma has taken Samadhi means mar gaya. Kicked the bucket. Jnana Samadhi. Mahatma has taken to Samadhi. And sometimes they speak of Jala Samadhi. Mahatma was given Jala Samadhi. Meaning what? There are not sufficient pollutants in the river. Add one more. Like that. So Jala Samadhi. Bhu Samadhi. Bhu Samadhi means what? You put, Mahatma has body is over, life is over, then you put the body in the earth. For the purpose of worship or whatever way they want to do, they can do. So, when we hear the word samadhi, it brings in an apprehension of death. Samadhi, you see, how does the word come, you see? Sam is there, samadhi, you see, sam plus a plus dha. That is how the Sanskrit in Sanskrit every word you can break and see the meaning. Sam plus a plus dha. Dha means to place. Sam means samyak, to place well. A means what? Samantat. Samantat means what? The thoughts which are going hither, there, everywhere, all of them collectively, to place it well in the Supreme Brahman, in the Supreme Atman, Satchidananda, to place it so well that thought dissolves, ends. And what remains is the pure Supreme Brahman. In other words, thoughtlessness. In deep sleep also we have thoughtlessness. But it is not that. In deep sleep what is there? Thoughtlessness is there, but ignorance of the self is there. Now here what is happening? Consciously taking that very thought of Aham Brahmasmi, one transcends that, and what remains is pure Satchidananda without mind, without thought. Sans buddhi. Without. In other words, what is there? Swaprakasha Chaitanya alone. In dhyana, what has happened? In dhyana, consciousness is there. And all the mind has become one thought. All mind has become one thought. Every thought you have given up. Only one thought is there. And what is that thought? Aham Brahmasmi. What is happening to that thought? Sajatiya vritti prabaha. That is dhyana. Now what is happening? That Sajatiya vritti prabaha also ends. And what is left is pure Satchidananda Swarupa. This is called as Samadhi. Okay? How that is achieved? Through thought, you can become thoughtless. Through thought, you become thoughtless. How? Just consider how you go to sleep. How you go to sleep. Before you go to sleep, lot of thoughts. Is that, tomorrow what else to do, and this and that. Everything is that. Today, nice photograph I have posted in my Instagram account. Everything is there. I have seen everything, but that reply to that, in that Facebook that I have to give, tomorrow I will give. The fellow is writing nonsense about Hinduism. What does he know? He has not come here. He doesn't know what is what also. Now, I have gained all these kind of things. Now you see what a revolution I am going to do with this knowledge. All kinds of thinking and planning and everything is going on. Wool gathering, daydreaming, everything. Now it's time to go to sleep. And Swamiji has told we have to sleep at 10:30. I try my best. It cannot happen. Because I'm used to sleeping at 1 o'clock only. How can I sleep at 10:30? But somehow 11:30, you say, no, I have to sleep. Tomorrow morning I have to go for a yoga class morning. I have to go, correct time I have to go. At least these days I'm going to be very responsible and disciplined and be a good person. All kinds of thinking going on. And he says, sleep, go to sleep. I want to sleep now, I want to sleep now, I want to sleep now. All thoughts you're shutting away. I want to sleep, I want to sleep. Suddenly you see, where is the pillow? Where is the pillow? Pillow here, you take it and put, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep. Fan, little go fast. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, it will feel cold. Better to reduce it. Then you get up, you reduce it. The other fellow is talking, hey, shut up now. I have to sleep now. So I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep. That fellow also has gone to sleep somehow. I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep. All thoughts are, tomorrow morning, I shut up. I want to sleep, 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 I want to sleep. Gone. Silence. Silence. Meaning, the fellow has gone to sleep. What happened? So many thoughts, you shut them away with the power of one thought. I want to sleep. And what happened to that final thought? That thought also ended. The same way, so many thoughts, you shut them away with the thought Aham Brahmasmi. That is dhyana. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. Now finally what is left? You alone. Call it as Aham, Atma, or call it Brahma. One Sachidananda, that alone is left. That is called as Samadhi. To use a technical term, Nirvikalpa Samadhi. What is Nirvikalpa Samadhi? Vikalpa is thought. Nirvikalpa, no thought. What thought are we talking of? Aham Brahmasmi is a thought. Not all nonsense thoughts. That nonsense thoughts and all have gone before itself. By the practice of dhyana, you come to the state of thoughtlessness, pure existence. That is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Okay? So this is the whole, now I have explained to you the whole understanding of what is dhyana and samadhi. Needless to say, this is not everybody's cup of tea. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Shravana is not everybody's cup of tea, man. Try to get everybody and make them sit like this 10 days to understand Atmabodha. Swamiji, you have no idea about youngsters, Swamiji. You are sitting in your room and I don't know what you are doing, but you have no idea. But those who are interested come. And even after coming, first 2 days wonder, what happened? Why did I come here? Why did I come here? Gaya. 10 din gaya. Slowly, 3rd day, 4th day, some light comes. Abhi kuch samajh mein aa raha hai abhi. Now something is becoming clear. By the time you go to 6th day, maja aa raha hai. But people to stick to 7 days to get some initial glimpse. Not everybody can manage that. Not everybody can get that. Somehow all of you have survived. I don't know how you survived. Otherwise some wicked loss also is there. Somehow you survived. I think congratulations should go to Ashutosh. How, Swamiji? Ashutosh, how congratulations? He has selected you all rightly. Some 1,500 people have applied for this program. He selected rightly. So, to finish Manana itself is very tough. Not easy for everyone. And then go to Dhyana. We understand Dhyana. And then to go to Samadhi. Yeah, it's not everybody's cup of tea. But whoever said it is everybody's cup of tea? Whoever said that? 10th standard easy to complete. Hopefully. 11th, 12th, it's okay. Go to college, bachelor's, you see the drop will be there. Masters, still more drop. And then we used to have something called as MPhil. Nowadays it's going away, not of that. But there used to be that MPhil will be there. Even now it is there? Yes. But it's going away. It's kind of going away. And then you have PhD. How many people? And after PhD, postdoctoral research. Lesser and lesser. It is like that only. The more you go deeper and deeper, any subject, the number of people who go to that level, that pinnacle, that acme of success and glory and final, very less only. Otherwise, we will have thousands of Ramana Maharishis, millions of Swami Vivekananda. But this does not mean that we, people who are sitting here, are not entitled. Why? Because we understand this knowledge. And therefore, we have scope. We have scope. That doesn't mean because we have scope, everybody will go to the finality also. Because opportunity may be available for many. Those who work and then reach that culmination are of course going to be few. In my experience, I will tell you, Shravana, Manana, many seekers, they manage. Many seekers manage. In fact, Shravana, many hundreds and thousands and lakhs, you can say, if you take a large population, a lot of people are there in Shravana. And Shravana doesn't mean only Vedanta. Only Vedanta means only Atmabodha. Gita, how many people study? Ramayana. Everywhere this wisdom is there. Bhagavata. Everywhere it is there. Everywhere this knowledge of this Advaita Vedanta is throughout in all our culture and tradition. In every way it is there. Lakhs of people are there. Clarity, number becomes less. Then starts the process. Then starts a process. Then the number starts dropping faster and faster, higher and higher. The rate is. Now, Shankaracharya, he starts describing how this samadhi practice. Actually, samadhi practice is only a continuation of dhyana. It's a higher stage of dhyana. Okay? He starts how one can practice this. Okay? Now let us read verse number 37. Let us read. 38, sorry.
Vivikta-deshe aaseenah viraago vijitendriyah bhaavayet ekam aatmaanam tamanantam
ananyadheeh
Vivikta-deshe aaseenah
virago vijitendriyah bhaavayet ekam aatmaanam tamanantam ananyadheeh. Vivikta-deshe aaseenah. Vivikta-deshe aaseenah. Aaseenah has seated, sitting. Sitting where? Vivikta-deshe. In a place which has no disturbance. In a place where one will be left undisturbed. In a solitary place. What are the essential inner qualifications to make this a success? You can find a quiet place and sit down. You can go to Shankaracharya's birthroom. You sit there. Nobody is there. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, afternoon, nobody is there. You sit down. Or you go morning 5 o'clock, 4:30, no one is there. You may find a solitary, quiet place, but mind, it wanders. Viraagah. The person has got an inner detachment. Viraagah. Raga means attachment. Viraga means detachment. It's inside. Nobody can tell anybody whether a person is saraga or viraga. Saraga. Saraga means with raga. Viraga means without raga. Here raga does not mean that singing raga. That many of us belong to that category. Viraga only. But here, that attachment, seeking this and that, something this and that of the world is not there. Vijita-deshe. One is the mind, another is the senses. The senses are not craving for this or that. Vijita-deshe. Now, these are all very difficult things. For success, such a person, bhaavayet ekam aatmaanam tam anantam ananyadheeh. Ananyadheeh means what? With single pointed mind, a person, such a seeker, should meditate on that one self, which is boundaryless, which is infinite. Now this is what it means. Swamiji, now you are telling me I should go to Himalayas, correct? Or you are telling me I should permanently take residence in this ashram. Right? You are telling like that. You know what, Swamiji? At some point of time, if we want to gain this completion, we need to devote ourselves without any disturbance. Like for example, you see here also, you are now sitting here in these days here and focusing on this knowledge. I can't say totally free of disturbance, but to a great extent. And can you see the result of what you're achieving? A scientist also, when the scientist is doing some deep inquiry, a writer also, when he is writing, he is completing and polishing his book, an artist also, when he is giving the final touches of his beautiful painting, anyone who wants a final level of perfection, a mason also, a painter also, a carpenter also, anyone who wants to give the final touches of perfection, such a person needs a quiet, undisturbed time to give perfection. Some time required. Some time required. It is not that the artist is going to permanently retire from the world and go away, or a scientist is going to drop everything once and for all, forever. No. But for that time, even for milk to become curd, you need to give a few hours where it is undisturbed. Certain things require undisturbed time. When you are studying for your examination, Swamiji, I don't study for my examination. When you are studying for your examination, the last bit, you shut up everything. You are inside. You and your book, you're not even aware of anything going on. Your mother may go around here, your father may go down, nothing. You are. And then when it becomes slightly disturbed, you say, please go out, close the door. Why? You are in samadhi now. Yeah, you are in samadhi. For anything, when we want to give perfection, we need samadhi. What is the meaning of samadhi? Samyak adhanam. To perfectly, completely place your mind. In the life of all great Mahatmas, you will find there is a certain time when they are totally focused on this and this alone, to the exception of anything else. Everyone you will find, everybody, any great jnani you will find, there is a time. There was a time when they were doing many things. There were times they were studying and along with everything. But a time was there when they just did that and that alone. It is required not just in the spiritual field, but in every field to give success. Its final touches. Focus and complete dedication. That is what is mentioned here. Some time is required. Remember, I told you some time. And that some time can vary. Yeah? For some time can be a few months. For some time can be a year, more. Who knows? For some time can be even a few days. For some, that sometime can be even an hour. We don't know. It all depends on the person. Thus, take your time out and give your full to the pursuit. That is what is meant here. Vivikta-deshe aaseenah, viraagah vijita indriyah, bhaavayet ekam aatmaanam, anantam ananyadheeh. What should I do in that seat of meditation? The next few verses, next 2 verses, read them together.
Atmanyevakhilam drishyam
Drishyam
pravilaapya dhiyaa sudheeh
pravilaapya dhiyaa sudheeh
bhaavayet ekam aatmaanam
bhaavayet ekam aatmaanam
nirmala-aakaasha-vat sadaa
nirmala-aakaasha-vat sadaa
Roopa-varna-adikam sarvam
Roopa-varna-adikam sarvam
vihaaya paramaartha-vit
vihaaya paramaartha-vit pari-poorna-chidānanda swarupeṇāvatishtate
Atmanyevakhilam drishyam pravilaapya dhiyaa sudheeh bhaavayet ekam aatmaanam nirmala-aakaasha-vat sadaa Roopa-varna-adikam sarvam vihaaya paramaartha-vit pari-poorna-chidānanda swarupeṇāvatishtate.
Sudheeh, verse number 39. Can you find the word sudheeh? Sudheeh means what? The one with a pure intellect. Sushtudheeh, sudheeh. Sushtu, pure. Not just the normal pure mind, the person who has comprehended the knowledge so clearly through Shravana, Manana and Nididhyasana. The 3 processes are over. That Nididhyasana has even created Aham Brahmasmiti Vasana. Such a level of perfection has come. Such a person, Sudheeh, in that seat of meditation, what should he do? Aatmani eva akhilam drishyam pravilaapya. Akhilam drishyam, all that which is seen. When we say all that which is seen, including the thoughts which are seen to the self, illumined by the self, of course the world can also be seen, but even that world finally is nothing but our thoughts. That's what is, the world is seen only through thoughts. Otherwise you don't see the entire drishya, meaning all the thoughts, which includes the whole world. Atmani eva pravilaapya. Dissolve them in the self, including the thought Aham Brahmasmi. That too dissolve. Pravilaapya. In deep sleep, what happens? In deep sleep also we dissolve everything, but we dissolve it in the karana sharira. But here, going beyond the karana sharira. Going beyond the karana sharira, I know nothing. That nothing, I know nothing also is gone now. I don't know the self. That is gone. Going beyond that. Here you cannot say, in this state of meditation, I don't know myself. No. I don't know myself happens because of the deep sleep of tamas. Here it is not tamas. It is pure sattva. It's pure light. Not physical light. In that self, dissolve all thoughts. Bhaavayet ekam aatmaanam. Meditate on that one self. And how is that self? I have put all thoughts in the self. That means what? The self is polluted? No. Nirmala-aakaasha-vat sadaa. That self is how? That self is like akasha, ever pure, never touched. Nothing can touch it. Nothing can defile. Nothing can pollute the space. Space is beyond. If space is beyond all, the self is beyondest of all. Meditate on that self, that which is free of all defilement, which is immaculate. The word immaculate means absolutely pure. Roopa-varna-adikam sarvam. Vihaaya paramaartha-vit. Paramaartha-vit. Paramaartha-vit, with one who knows. Veti iti vit. What does he know? Param-artha. Param-artha, the supreme goal. Artha. Artha is goal, or the supreme aim, or the supreme vastu. That supreme reality. Paramaartha-vit, one who knows. What should he do? Roopa-varna-adikam sarvam vihaaya. Giving up all perceptions of Rupa, Varna, etc. Meaning giving up the perception of the external world. The person giving up perception of the external world means what? The external world of objects which are all illumined through the thoughts. Giving up all of them, including that highest thought, aham brahmasmi. Giving up everything. Then what happens? Is a person gone to sleep? No. Pari-poorna chidananda swarupena avatishtate. He remains. Not that he sees the self. No. He remains as the self. There is no difference between the self and me. There is no difference between the pure, Shuddha Atma and Brahma. Paramatma and me are not different. And I don't have to see the self, because self is what? Swayam Jyoti. Pari-poorna. Pari-poorna, full. Chidananda. Chidananda, chit, consciousness. Ananda, bliss. Rupena, in this form, that jnani is. Without even the aham brahmasmi vasana. Beyond that also. Remains as a pure consciousness. In this pure consciousness, there is no need to know it, because it is beyond the Triputi. All those things explained. Next verse. Correct.
Jnaatru-jnaana-jneya bhedah.
Jnaatru-jnaana-jneya bhedah.
Pareena-aatmani vidyate. Chidanandaika-roopatvat.
Chidanandaika-roopatvat.
Deepyate swayamevahi.
Deepyate swayamevahi. Jnaatru-jnaana-jneya bhedah.
Pareena-aatmani vidyate. चिदानन्दैकरूपत्वात् दीप्यते स्वयमेव हि.
Since this person is ever as that supreme Paramananda, Shuddha Atma, Brahman, can we say that this person is a jnani? Yes, this person is jnani. Oh, if this person is jnani, is he seeing the self? No, he is not seeing the self, but he is a jnani. He is not seeing the self. Why? Because to see, you require the triad, the triputi. To see anything, you need three. What is the three? I, the object, and seeing, triputi. This is called triputi. Triputi means what? The threefold. The three-cornered triad. In English, triad. Triputi. First, it's a triangular thing. So, one you have the Jnaatru. Jnaatru means knower. And next you have Jneya. Jneya is object of knowledge. And connecting the knower and the object of knowledge is the knowledge. I know stepsils. I Jnata, Jnatru. Jnatru and Jnata mean one and the same. Jnatru. Stepsils. This is the tablet. Then what is there here? Object of knowledge. And I know. The thought connection between I and this object. This is called as jnana. So, Jnatru, Jnana, Anyeya. Are you getting these terms? What is this? Don't say stepsils. I know it is stepsils. What is this? In Sanskrit, you tell me, of the three, what will you call? Jneya. What is this? Jnatru. And what is this perception? Jnana. Jnatru, Jnana, Jneya. In every knowledge, you have these triad. But this is the one self beyond all thoughts. Paratmani na vidyate. The distinction of the knower, knowledge and known is not there in the self. Then, how can you say he is a jnani, he knows? Chidanandaika rupatvat. Because this consciousness is of the nature of consciousness. Chidanandaika rupatvat. Chit and Ananda and Sat Chit and Ananda being one, and it being of the nature of consciousness, Deepyate swayameva hi. It shines by itself. What is there to know? But Swamiji, somebody has to know na. That somebody is this shining. That somebody is what is shining. No, but then who will know it? Who will know it? You are that. What is there to know? You are that. Swamiji, if I am that, how will I know that? Arey, you don't have to know. You are that knowledge. To know something inert, you have to know. Now, this is of the nature of consciousness, ever shining, swaprakasha, self-luminous. To know something inert, you need to know. But that which is of the nature of consciousness and that which is you yourself, there's no need to know. There's no need to know. Without this threefold distinction of knower, knowledge, known, it remains as knowledge. Not knowledge with a small k, but knowledge with a capital K. It remains, it is of the nature of the consciousness. I am that, I cannot say even it. I am of the nature of consciousness and I shine myself without requiring any other means to know. I am of the nature of consciousness. Deepyate swayameva hi. This concept you studied before also, right? Many times it has come now. At least 2 times it has come. First time, what was the example? Meghapaye amshumaniva. Swayam prakashate atma meghapaye amshumaniva. Another time, nadipasyanyadeepe cha. What is the next? Nadipasyanyadeepe cha. Yata swatma prakashane. That is the third and the fourth line. Okay? Swabodhe. That's a perfect verse. Nad swabodhe nanyabodhe cha bodharupatayatmanah nadipasyanyadeepe cha yata swatma prakashane. Okay? Then only from this samadhi abhyasa rises the purest knowledge. Here only you can say Atmabodha. Here on. Till this time what is happening? In Shravana you gain the information. In Manana you gain the clarity. In Dhyana you put an end to Anatma Vasana. Now in Dhyana you put an end to Anatma Vasana, but in Samadhi you really completely put an end to Anatma Vasana. With no, what you say, with no remnants of it left. This gives perfection to Dhyana. As long as you have the thought, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, I want to sleep, you have not slept. As long as we have the thought, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, we are still remaining. The individuality is still there. I want to sleep, ends. Then what is there? That is called sleep. Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, ends. What is there? Brahman. A jnani is Brahman. A jnani is not knower of Brahman. You understand? What Swamiji? Say again. A jnani is not a knower of Brahman. A jnani is Brahman. Why? Jnaatru-jnaana-jneya. Bheda is not there in the final truth. A jnani is Brahma, not a Brahma-vit. Brahmaiva, not Brahma-vit. As Shankaracharya would say in Manisha Panchakam. In this way, through this final dhyana, through the perfection dhyana, in other words, perfection of dhyana is samadhi. In that comes the final knowledge, which will burn ignorance once and for all. That is the final death knell of ignorance. Till that time, we can't be sure. This is the end of the whole problem. That he says in the next verse. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.